Who are you?
I'm a security outside.
Your security?
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
So you've got an identification to tell me your security?
Yes, of course. You can come along. Come on.
No, I'll stand there. You can go and get identification and come back. Mate, you're not ringing the police, are you? You're joking. Show me.
Hello, we have a trespasser on site. He's on private property. We are doing Stagnum.
Hello, mate.
You alright?
Hello, mate.
You alright?
Yeah, not too bad, you?
Good.
What's going on, mate? How comes you're here? Yes.
You aware this is on private property?
Are you aware it's not?
It's private property, my friend.
Are you aware it's not?
There's security at the front and it's private property.
So I'm going to ask you a question again, yeah? And I just want a straight answer, not, are you aware it's not?
I've been informed by security that it's private property.
Okay.
And it's closed off to the rest of
So
the
as a
public.
police officer, I think you need to go and investigate first of all whether it is private property.
When police arrive, they immediately side with security, claiming the land is private without making any independent checks. Instead of investigating, the officer simply repeats what security says, treating their word as fact. The auditor calls this out, reminding the officer that their job is to establish the truth, not echo biased claims. Officers have a duty to verify facts before enforcing alleged trespass. The presence of security alone doesn't make land private. Many areas like retail parks, business zones, and industrial estates have guards but remain publicly accessible. Under Section 33 of the Criminal Justice Act 1972, if land has implied public access, the public is legally entitled to be there unless clear, enforceable restrictions are in place.
Come back to this
I
conversation.
have spoken to the security guard who informs me it's private property.
Okay.
Sir, can you please leave the private property?
Sir, this is not private property. Yeah?
It's private property.
Sir, this is
It's got a
private
gate which
property.
is closed off to the public.
Okay, sir. So this is private. If you say this is private property,
I'm saying it's private property.
okay. So at this moment in time, I'm trespassing.
Yes.
Is that correct?
I believe so, yes.
Yes. So is it also correct that trespassing is a civil matter?
The auditor puts the officer on the spot with a simple legal question. Is trespassing a civil matter? Instead of answering directly, the officer sighs, clearly frustrated, perhaps realizing the auditor knows the law better than expected. In the UK, trespass is a civil matter, not a criminal offense, unless certain conditions under Section 61 of the Criminal Justice and Public Order Act 1994 are met. Police can only remove trespassers in cases of aggravated trespass, disruption, or when someone refuses to leave after a lawful request by the landowner. Since none of these conditions apply here, the police have no authority to act on behalf of security or to treat this as a criminal issue.
Regardless of a civil matter,
no, sir.
you've been asked by
Sir.
security to leave the
Sir.
area.
Sir?
They don't want you
Sir.
filming here.
Sir?
So we're asking you nicely
Sir.
if you can leave.
Sir? Yeah? You need to listen. Yeah?
I'm listening to you.
Can you identify yourself, please?
PC 201331 Echo Alpha.
And yourself?
PC box 1843 echo.
Okay. Are either one of you recording me at the moment?
We are recording, yes.
Okay.
We're where you're recording as well.
Okay. So why didn't you inform me that you was recording me when you first approached me?
Because we don't have to. Sir.
You don't have to.
Everything we go to, we're recording.
Okay.
When everything police
So it doesn't state in your policy that you have to tell a member of the public that you are recording them?
Whenever we attend a call,
Sir,
we're always recording.
just-
As you can see,
sir,
this as well.
I didn't ask you this. I just asked you a question about your policies.
I'm asking you, sir.
I know your policy.
Here's my camera.
I know your policy, and I also know, yeah, that in your policy, and if you want me to get it up on my phone, I can show you, because in your policy it states you should tell a member of the public that you are filming them at the earliest opportunity. Now, the earliest opportunity for you was when you both stepped out of the vehicle, because I'm not in no violence, I'm not no aggressive, I'm not committing no crimes, yeah? No criminal matters has happened here.
According to the College of Policing's body-worn video, BWV guidance, officers must inform individuals at the earliest opportunity that they are being recorded unless doing so would compromise safety or an ongoing investigation. Transparency is a key principle, as BWV is meant to protect both the public and officers by ensuring accountability. Officers must also comply with data protection laws, meaning all recordings must have a justified purpose. Here, the officer's failure to notify the auditor appears to be an attempt to avoid accountability, either through ignorance of policy or deliberate evasion. Instead of owning the mistake, they deflect, raising serious questions about their professionalism and integrity.
So, I suggest the car around and go.
We're not going anywhere, sir.
Neither am I. This is...
You're on private property, sir.
Sir.
And they're asking you to leave.
Sir, I'll ask you again one simple question. Is trespassing a criminal matter?
It's a matter where the security want you to leave the area.
Sir,
and
you're
they
not
can
answering
use
the question.
They can use their powers legally to remove you from
Well,
the
they
area.
can. Go and get him to use his powers then.
They've asked us to come down the list.
And you can't. You're not allowed to. This is a civil matter.
When the officer's initial claim starts to fall apart, he changes tactics, saying that security has requested police assistance. The auditor immediately corrects him, reminding the officer that trespass is a civil issue, not a criminal one. By trying to intervene in what is purely a civil dispute, the officers overstep their authority. This moment highlights a recurring problem. Police respond to security complaints without verifying whether the law even allows them to act.
Yeah, I can prove to you that this is not private property.
Okay, please.
Come here, I'll show you. Yeah. Come and show you. One quick show. Yeah. See this path?
See the path there?
Yeah, see that path? Go walk down that path. Tell me if there's any barriers on that path.
Sir, I believe
No.
No, listen to me.
You're not answering the question. You're talking nonsense, buddy.
We've listened to you.
No, I'm not listening to him, buddy. Yeah?
Sensing the officer's uncertainty, the auditor gives him a simple challenge. Walk down that path and tell me if you see any barriers. It's a straightforward test. For land to be legally private and enforceably restricted, there must be clear signs, fences, gates, or notices limiting public access. Under Section 33 of the Criminal Justice Act 1972, land with implied public access can be used by the public unless a lawful restriction exists. By refusing to check, the officer effectively admits that his stance is based on assumption, not evidence. Once again, the police side with security, without doing even basic verification.
What's so interesting that you want to be here recording, sir?
What is so interesting that you come down here to a civil matter
We've been called.
on blue lights?
We've been called.
There's a sign right at the front of the industrial estate
Yeah.
that says private land.
Yeah.
So obviously it's private land.
Okay.
So the security guard has asked you to leave.
Yeah.
Can you?
Is it still classed as trespassing?
Yes.
Okay. So it's a civil matter? It's not a criminal
Yes,
matter?
but the security
Hold on, sir.
guard has asked you to
No,
leave
there's no
and
but
you're-
buts. Yeah.
No, there
This has public access. Yeah. You can walk straight in. There's so many buildings in here.
Right.
Yeah. Anybody can come in here.
Right.
Anybody's allowed here.
Instead of citing any law, the officers simply repeat the same claim, refusing to engage with the auditor's legal challenge. There are no gates, no fences, no barriers, nothing preventing access. Landowners can only enforce trespass when there are clear restrictions, like signs or physical boundaries. A business operating on the land doesn't automatically make it private. Without explicit enforcement measures, the land remains publicly accessible.
It's private land. The security guard has asked you to leave, which
Everything is private land.
He has a right to do.
So he can ask me to leave and I can refuse to leave.
Right.
And unless I aggravate matters, for it to become aggravated trespass, yeah, then it becomes criminal. It only becomes criminal at that moment in time. It's not going to become criminal, yeah, because I'm not going to aggravate matters.
Right.
Yeah.
It's just.
He can come, if he wants to come and forcibly remove me, he can come and do that. Yeah. But before he does that, he needs to show me certain information.
Right.
Yeah.
So, just so you're aware,
Yeah.
obviously, when I was out the front,
Yeah. Yeah.
so
Private land.
yeah,
Parking restrictions, yeah? This is for parking, sir. This is not for public, yeah?
but it's
No, but sir, you can't...
okay.
Trying to back up his position, the officer pulls out a photo of a private land, parking restriction sign, as if that proves his case. But the auditor quickly exposes a flaw. The sign refers to parking, not public access. Parking restrictions apply to vehicles, not pedestrians, and they do not make the entire area off limits. Police should not use irrelevant signage as justification for enforcement. They need real legal grounds. This moment highlights a common trick using misleading or partial information to support an incorrect claim. But the auditor isn't fooled, and once again, the officer is left without a valid argument.
Hey, listen, you can take things out of context as much as you want, yeah? But you've got to look by law, yeah? And the law at the moment is not being broken.
Yeah, massively.
No worries.
And you know what? If he'd have gave me the telephone number of the data handler, I'd be gone now. I wouldn't even be here. I'm only waiting for a telephone number, yeah, from this guy here. This one here. I'm only waiting for a telephone number from him for the data handler, and I'm going. Do I have to give you my name?
At the moment, no.
There you go. Not under any moment I'm going to have to give you my name. Yeah? You need to educate these ones, sir.
Okay.
Yeah, it's not me that you need. I know, but
trying to be friendly.
I've got no problem with you, yeah. But it's these ones that you need to be educating, yeah. Because we can film anything we can see, yeah.
The auditor then shifts focus to the real issue: police enabling businesses to misuse authority. The warehouse staff and security call the police unnecessarily because they don't understand the law. Instead of correcting them, the officers entertain the false complaint. Anything visible from a public area can legally be filmed: buildings, vehicles, or people, as long as it's not done for harassment. Security and staff have no right to stop public filming just because they dislike it. Police should be educating them, not escalating baseless disputes. By failing to do so, the officers wasted time and resources. A simple explanation that filming isn't a crime would have prevented this entire situation.
You do realise, another thing, yeah, Mr. Potts, yeah?
Yeah.
Mr. Potts. You know, if this security guard touches me, it's actually assault.
Okay.
You do know that, yeah? So if this security guard comes and puts his hands onto me, I will be expecting you to arrest him for assault. Okay? Yeah? Especially if he turns up here without the relevant qualifications, yeah? Alright?
The auditor then makes a key point if a security guard touches him. It would be assault, and he expects the officer to enforce the law accordingly. This isn't hypothetical. It's a test of fairness. Too often, security guards overstep, try to physically remove people from publicly accessible land without legal authority. The auditor knows that if he had touched a guard, police would act instantly. So by making this statement, he's challenging whether they'll apply the law equally or protect security out of bias.
You going now?
We're going now.
See you later, sir.
All understated, all sir.
Bye-bye. Bye-bye, officer. See you later.
And just like that, the officers drive away, leaving the auditor exactly where he started. No removal, no arrest, no action, because the truth is there was never any lawful reason for police involvement. This entire encounter shows officers acting on assumptions, not law, and responding to baseless complaints instead of verifying facts. They ignored the auditor's legal points, relied on a parking sign to justify themselves, and dodged accountability when questioned. If their authority was legitimate, they would have removed him, but they didn't, proving he was right. The incident exposes a deeper problem. Police being deployed to situations they don't understand or have no jurisdiction over. Trespassing is a civil matter. Yet officers treat it like a crime. Rather than educating staff, they allow confusion to waste police time. In the end, this case is a perfect example of why better police training is desperately needed, especially on trespass law, public access rights, and lawful authority. Had they simply confirmed that filming in public is legal, the entire encounter could have been avoided. Instead, their lack of knowledge turned a non-issue into a wasted call-out. And once again, police ended up acting like private security for businesses that don't like being filmed.